What's up guys, Mohammed Ashori, MD, board certified family medicine physician talking about healthy aging. So today we're going to talk about 5 things that could decrease your risk of developing cancer. It's very natural to want to immediately go to supplements and shakes and cleanses that we believe are actually more effective at decreasing cancer than the actual lifestyle factors, which have been proven to be much more effective. I will go as far as to say that lifestyle factors are far more powerful than the screening tests that you do. Of course, people who do listen to my channel know that your relationship with your doctor is one of the most important things that you can have, and a screening test has its place and should be done for cancer prevention and catching a cancer early, but it simply cannot replace the lifestyle factors, the choices that you make that decrease your particular risk of cancer. The good news is that most cancers are not genetic, meaning that they're probably lifestyle related. There is always a genetic component of maybe making you more predisposed to it, but the actual lifestyle that we individually have can then elevate that risk for us. For example, number one, we know that tobacco smoke is one that can drastically increase the risk of many types of cancers. It's a complicated pathway from the nicotine to all the tar and the other chemicals that get into your body. But we also know that other such carcinogens in the air, for example, air pollution, can also have an effect on increasing the risk of cancer. So whenever possible, if you can, cut back on tobacco. It's not easy. It's not very easy. And if you are smoking, maybe switching to a patch for nicotine would be a safer option. And if you're in an environment with very bad air pollution, again, a tough advice here, but moving out of that environment is best. And of course, when that's not an option, you at least try to optimize the next 4 things. So that was number 1. We got 4 more to go. Maintaining a healthy weight. So mostly about avoiding obesity. Being overweight does not seem to play as much of a role. So basically between the body mass index of 25 and 30, we can say somebody's obese. Not always. Remember, the best way to know is to get a DEXA scan, just because some people have different size bones, different muscle densities, and so it can be a little bit different. But being overweight, not as much of a risk. Being obese and beyond that can increase your risk. And the reason is we believe that visceral fat, the fat around your intestines, is alive. It's alive. It's hormonally active and can actually feed certain cancers or increase the risk of it. Number 3 is physical activity. Colon cancer, breast cancer, and I forgot one other cancer are very sensitive to exercise, meaning engaging in some regular exercise, just being active. I'm not talking about running and cycling, swimming, just being active versus sedentary. It seems that you can decrease your risk of developing such cancers. It might have something to do with the aerobic circulation to the cells and helping them repair better, but it could also be that the muscles you develop can send certain signals in repairing damaged cells. Diet is number 4 on my list, and of course with diet we can go crazy and say you should do this, you should do that, you should do sugar. If you can cut out sugar, if you can cut out these ultra processed foods which always have just a lot of too easily absorbable sugars, that is probably one of the most important things that you can do. Now, some people say, of course, cured meats are really dangerous. If you look at the data, the risk of those is too small to really be that impactful. So I would much rather somebody cut out those processed sugars than processed meats. But whenever possible, you should try to have whole foods, of course. And the last one is alcohol consumption. Now, again, this is the lowest one on the list, right? I went from most effective to least effective. And I think for somebody who has a strong family history of cancer or has a very high personal fear factor of cancer, trying to limit your alcohol consumption is great. Less will be amazing, and a lot more is going to drastically increase your risk. So remember, if you have alcohol on occasion, your risk is probably still really low. If you're drinking a bottle a day, your risk is incredibly high. All right, guys, that's it. Tell me your journey. Tell me what you have learned about, what you know to be effective for your body, and share it in the comments below.